Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. This is a short prelude, or I don't know what you would call it, to tell you that our guest, Jake, was having some technical issues, and we didn't realize it till 45 minutes into this hour-and-a-half podcast that he was hearing himself 3 seconds after he was talking, and it was throwing him off, and he didn't really talk much because of it. And overall, we think that the quality of the podcast is a little lower because of that. I almost edited the entire first half out of the podcast, but I said fuck it. And not many of y'all, I doubt, are going to listen to the whole hour and a half, but I don't really care. I'm still going to upload it because I feel like that's our philosophy and that we want it to be as unedited as possible. So next time this is kind of eye-opening for us in that we're going to try to put more structure into the podcast, actually have segments and do more prep work so that there's more content. I guess it's more dense with content, but at the same time, we want to make it shorter because, like I said, not many of you are probably going to listen to the full hour and a half, but we're going to work on it. Hopefully this next podcast will be a little easier. And then the final thing I wanted to mention is that we finally figured out a good way to get rid of like white noise in the background. So I feel like the audio quality is better in this podcast. But let us know, and I hope you enjoy it. Goodbye.
One,
2, 3. You said that so fucking fast. You were right there.
I'm fucking on it. You're always lagging, Steven.
It's okay because I know when I edit it, if there isn't lag, then I'm doing it wrong.
Well, now it's just like it's me. Like the last episode, you were right after me, and I was like, wow, that was really late, Steve. And everyone's like, what the fuck? No, it's not.
I mean,
it's like right after.
It wasn't that bad, but the difference between you after Elijah was smaller than the difference between Elijah and me. Or sorry, the other way around, whatever the fuck it was. But yeah, that's fucking whack. I don't think I've ever seen that. If I've ever seen that, I thought it was like a meme, not an actual real thing.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Alright, well. Oh god, should I drink a Red Bull? Fuck it. There you go.
Fuck it. Okay, Jake, would you like to introduce
yourself?
yourself?
Pick up a Red Bull for
Nah, you're chilling.
our podcast here.
Who
So
are
I
you?
could really get into it.
Alright, well, welcome to our fifth and final episode. We're never recording this again.
They probably wish.
Yeah, they're just
Quit
like, God,
posting
what
that
these
bullshit
fucking
on your
idiots.
story, Steve. God, no one gives a fuck.
Why don't these idiots just shut the hell up? Anyways, we're with our friend Jake Galuli, another member of the social club.
Howdy.
Jake, how do you feel about dropping full names? Because we've been doing it even though we told ourselves we wouldn't, and we still posted to the internet. Me personally, I feel like everyone has a social media profile. Everyone's name is on the internet already, and it really doesn't matter if a podcast no one is listening to says their name once. Does that bother you?
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother you? Do you think it would bother someone? Do you think someone has like the right rationale that it would bother them?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's definitely funny when it's towards Matt Wilkins.
Oh my god, dude.
Name drop.
He's
We drop his name probably every single episode.
every
just
single
without fail.
Especially because he's making a
He's making a fucking podcast.
He's paying for Instagram promotion and putting his podcast on it, and he hasn't put out any podcasts. I don't know.
Yeah, he's gonna get like 3 listens.
I mean, like,
I don't know, man. I'm gonna check it out because
I'm
I
gonna
just
be
like.
nice.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to like help him and like see how it goes. But like, I guess he's told me that he has the paid shit from his book. So like he still has Instagram promotions paid for. Have you seen it? Like I sent a screenshot to Alex. In that you can.
I've seen it by myself too.
I see it
I've
like
just
every
straight up
day.
I've seen it too.
It's so fucking weird.
And also, it's just like, damn. Because I know that all of my like a bunch of my friends when we started this podcast is like, oh, like I've always wanted to do a podcast. You should have me on sometime. I'm like, okay. And then Matt Wilkins actually fucking did it. He's just like he just made his own podcast, which like I respect, but like damn, it's like a bandwagon. Yeah, no, I mean, I expected someone. Matt Wilkins.
We're not original, but he definitely
We're
got it from
definitely
us.
not
Is how
original,
I said
yeah.
it. I mean, the only reason I had the first idea and then first brought it up to you, Alex, is because my girlfriend mentioned it. She never did it, but she talked about making a podcast. I was like, that's a pretty good damn idea. I'm going to make one faster than you.
That's the goal. That's the
All
goal.
All I'm saying here is I'm on Amazon and I typed into social club and it hasn't come up in 4 pages.
Damn.
Wait,
if you
what?
Google Tall and Taller podcast, we come up. Hold on. I've done this before.
There it is.
So our Twitter is the second one, and then our actual iTunes link is the fourth one.
Oh shit! How about that?
Yeah, we're there.
Our Player FM thing is the first one. That's cool. I feel popular. I mean,
my god. Fucking
nobody's
yes.
really gonna trip on their keyboard and type in taller podcast accidentally and enter it and be like, hey, these guys are pretty cool. But
Last time
you never
I was
know
fucking,
nowadays.
I was FaceTiming Meredith, and she was like shitting on our Twitter and giving me advice on how to make it better. I made the Red Bull image in the background like a higher quality. She really
Classic.
doesn't like the shitty picture I made in like a phone app for the background
Yeah.
for everything.
I love it.
I think it's
I love
funny.
it too.
I like how it's kind of jank. But
That's what makes it great.
Yeah, it just looks really stupid.
also, it's kind of
I've-
dumb because every time I tweet out the podcast, it's like 4 tweets at once, even though they're all in a column or they're all in like
Yeah.
a thread. But if you look through like our Twitter feed, it's kind of like scrambled because it's just a bunch of links. But like I don't really know a good way to go around that because I don't feel like I can fit all the links in a single tweet.
That's fair.
So
Yeah.
to make it more like organized looking.
Oh.
Quick plug at Tall and Taller 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At Tall and Taller one. Follow us.
It's
I
been
assume
in
if
the
you're...
link in every single one of our. It's been linked in the description or whatever the fuck it is on every single platform, every single time, along with my Twitter and Alex's Twitter. Actually, a random person trying to find this could probably find pictures of every single person we've mentioned on the podcast because they see our Twitters and they could find who they follow / who they're following them, and then find these people. That's fucking creepy now that I think about it. Holy shit.
Hey, man. I mean, as long as nobody, like...
Runs for president.
Sure.
Jake, I heard you don't. How do you? I mean, I hate. Me and Alex talk about this. We hate bringing up politics a lot, but briefly, how do you feel about like corruption in politics?
You being from Georgetown and everything.
Yeah.
You're right in the middle of it.
I don't know. I mean, DC politics is a whole different animal.
Yeah.
Like, especially DC. Like, it's a huge power play.
I used to, one of my coworkers was from DC, and he always told me in DC people are different because everyone's trying to like, sell something. They're trying to sell themselves. They're trying to like,
Literally,
they all have an
it
agenda.
feels like everyone's so fake.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. He's just like, everyone has an agenda that they're pushing. They don't really care about you.
Yeah, everyone's trying to get their leg up.
And like,
It's-
yeah, that kind of makes sense for politics because politics is entirely just knowing people. It's just like who you know, what you know, and like what you plan on doing about it, I guess. I may be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm actually probably almost 100% wrong with everything I say on this podcast. Take everything I say with a grain of salt.
Did
But
you listen
still.
to
No, it's
number
definitely there's a lot to do about connections
Yeah.
in DC.
4? Just fucking knowing people. I hate it. And like we talked about this in the last podcast, no matter how much I hate it, it doesn't mean I should just like not be involved because that's the opposite of like how you should go about it. If you hate it so much, try to fix it. But god damn, it's so frustrating.
It's just kind of like, it's kind of sad. It's not sad. I wouldn't say sad, but it's kind of just like disheartening. Like you see politics nowadays, you're like, oh, something, the world's going to end. And you're just like, well, that's not fun.
Yep.
That's not cool. So it's
seems
like,
like
the Great Barrier Reef is dying. Like, what the fuck?
Well, that's just
It's just some
general,
fucked up
like,
shit. I know, just like the world is in such a shitty state right now.
Flint, Michigan still doesn't have clean water.
Yeah, seriously. Just that's been a thing for like 3 years, and it just got swept under the rug after like 2 months of it being like famous.
News is all about shock value now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The fear factors. That's what I was just thinking. And that like most news outlets put out stuff that is gonna scare you, just like how you were saying, because it's gonna get more clicks. Like they'd rather post a really negative, scary story because they're gonna get more views than like a positive story.
Yeah, and it sucks because every single news site, it feels like they're just trying to push an agenda.
Yeah, that's why I don't really like I get why people watch like a single news source. Like, you remember Chip Chase? Chip Chase also always told us he's like, never watch a single news channel. Oh, should we say? All right, well, let's plug Chip Chase's podcast in here.
I don't know what it is. Do you know what his podcast is?
Real Talk with Chute and Check.
Yep, there you go. Check him out,
like
boys.
A gaming podcast, right?
No, it's just like an everything podcast, right?
Oh,
Yeah, but
He's live on Twitch right now.
really, deadass. Shit. Well, everyone,
Yeah, deadass.
check out Real Talk with Chute and Chalk. He's fucking homeboy.
maybe somehow he'll hear about it and then plug us. I feel
Yeah,
like,
maybe he'll plug us and we'll get some people
hey
coming.
man, it's all about connections. This is how we're gonna climb the
Amen.
political ladder.
Yeah. But,
At Real Talk Gaming.
what was I going on about again before? Oh no, okay, so Chip Chase always told us to get both sides, because if you get one, it's obviously going to be skewed. Like people that like CNN are always like, oh, the people at Fox News are such dumbasses, and people at Fox News are like, oh, the people at CNN are such dumbasses. I think like I don't personally listen to either of them, but I always understand that everything I read is skewed towards one way or the other. Like Reddit. I go on Reddit and I see news.
Is such a circle jerk.
Reddit is a circle jerk. Like I literally, like, every time I go into the comments, everyone is just like, the first first comment I always see is Donald Trump is scum, and I'm just like, you, like, damn, like I guess I know where I am.
Like a shitty
No, he's
person, but like
I know,
fuck.
like I'm not arguing that, but it's just like that's sometimes it's not even relevant to the situation. It's just like, okay,
Speaking
there you go.
of circle jerks.
Nice segue.
So I've been really interested in like trying meditation. I haven't really done it consistently, and because I don't see any like immediate effects. But of course, there's not going to be like I'm immediately going to feel better if I just do it once or 5 minutes one day and I'm better. I know Dominic used to do it when he was trying to like get off drugs, and he enjoyed that. And I've always heard good things, so I did a little research before this podcast. And it's funny because I found 2 like polar fucking opposite articles. One says that it's like overhyped as shit. It's beneficial, but like not to the degree that people claim. And then the other says that it literally physically alters your brain.
I don't think so.
I just don't know, like, this goes back to like how do you trust news and like the internet and kind of stuff, because like both of these articles are like completely opposite. Even though I didn't like check their sources or anything, they looked like
reputable sources,
reputable like websites and shit. But at the same time, like, how the fuck am I gonna trust this shit?
I think I've done meditation back in my heyday, back in well, Jake, what was our religion class? The senior year religion?
World religions?
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Who was... I'm forgetting his name. It sucks. Dr. Coleman. Dr. Coleman.
Cole.
Yeah, J. Cole. He would make us meditate at the beginning of class. And for like 5 minutes, I was just like... like, a simple way to start meditating is you just close your eyes, and like when you breathe in, you just think breathe in. And when you breathe out, you think breathe out. And that's the only thing in your brain. And it's like really relaxing because it helps you just like to clear your mind. So I understand I understand that meditation works, but I don't think it works that well. Like if someone tells me, like if I'm like, oh, I have a cold, and they're like, oh, go meditate. Like, bitch, no.
Mrs. Reeves.
The one thing I have used
You go.
is the Apple Watch when you get a fast heartbeat.
Ah,
And it like pops up and tells you to control your breathing.
Yeah.
damn.
It's kind of nice.
Scary. I was looking
Put
at
you
like
through, like, some
my
exercises.
health data, and I don't know what the fuck causes it, but like I think it's heart tremors. So like the Apple Watch can detect heart tremors, and so if you're not doing any physical activity and your heart rate jumps up for like absolutely no reason, you could actually have like a serious heart problem. And I had found a few cases in like the health app on the iPhone of when that happened, and it scared the shit out of me. I was like, "What the fuck is wrong?" Like, I don't know if I should put all my trust in an Apple Watch or if I should genuinely be worried. But,
Steve put all of your trust in an Apple Watch, every single, like all of it.
I haven't been to like a normal doctor's appointment in like a year. I saw Matt post about this earlier.
Oh yeah.
I was
Matt
like
Wilkins?
the same way. It's because when
Yeah.
you turn 18, you don't go to a pediatrician anymore, and you don't want to pay for a normal doctor yet. Like, it's understandable. I asked the same question to my mom, because I guess pediatricians being child doctors, you stop visiting them when you turn 18, and then you have to get a completely new doctor. So a lot of times parents don't like push themselves to do that. Does that make sense?
I know my school has a joint kind of thing with the Mayo Clinic. Do you guys know what the Mayo Clinic is? It's like the most well-known, like the most like high-end like hospital facility thing, or like one of them in the world, or at least in the United States. I know it's one of the best. And my school has this thing where like all of the doctors on campus, so, you know, because do your schools have like if you need to go to a doctor, they have a thing on campus? Yeah, it's like that, but it's the Mayo Clinic. So if I really wanted to, I could just go get a physical from one of them. That'd be pretty cool. But like physicals are so weird to me, like especially the part when they check out your junk.
Oh, when they stick a finger up your ass.
They have never stuck a finger up mine. Steve, what about, do you have any stories you want to share?
No, that
Because
was a joke.
so like one time I was in the physical, he's like, all right, like, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna check your junk now. Well, he didn't say that, but you know what I mean. But he just pulled open my underwear and then he closed it and he's like, all right, we're good. And I'm like how do you know? Like, what the fuck? You didn't do anything. He just peeked at it.
They're supposed to feel your balls for bumps. That's what they do now.
I don't know. I might have blocked out certain memories, Steven.
Sure
I don't quite remember.
Testicular cancer.
And I don't quite remember too much.
In the fraternity Pi Kappa Phi, they have a holiday called Test on the 10th, and they encourage everyone to feel their balls on the 10th of every month to make sure you don't have testicular cancer.
You know what?
That's
Amen.
the funniest shit. Like, it's funny because
that's
like
hype.
the national Instagram posted like the gayest video of all time, and all these like frat guys at schools were like, oh my god, what the fuck. Like, it was literally a dude, like, in a urinal, like, looking at a dude's junk and be like, hey, man, it's the 10th. Make sure to look at your balls. I was like, what?
I mean, I respect that. We're all for health here. Wait, pause?
No, I was responding to his comment.
Oh. I know,
That's whack.
I was talking to one of my friends who's in a sorority, and I was like, do you know the fraternity Pi Cap? And she was like, yeah, they're all really cool. Like, apparently, like, Pi Cap is like, because you know how, like, in the Greek life, shut the fuck up, Steven. But all of the like sororities and fraternities, they all have like different like if someone says, oh, I'm from like blank's fraternity, you're like, oh, you immediately like judge them, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like a predisposition.
Yeah.
He's like
every single fraternity and sorority has a reputation.
Like Fiji, don't drink the Fiji water. Shit like that. But she said Pi Cap are all really cool. So Steve, there's that. You're apparently really cool.
Thank you, but it doesn't mean shit over schools, honestly, because every chapter between different schools can be just like completely different people.
Yeah. Speaking of Steve, how about that? How's the transition going to the new school?
It's weird, especially my only friends are these like fraternity dudes, and they go so fucking hard. They drink so fucking much. I can't keep up.
You need to join a club, Steve. You got to join the anime club.
I'm sure I'll try to join some sort of like other extracurricular when I have time, but at the moment, no.
Yeah, I feel that. Right now, like, I wanted to join a couple things, but I was just like, I really don't know if I have time yet because it's just the first week of school. So I just kind of, I've just been chilling.
Yeah.
playing video games.
I'm trying to find that test on the 10th video.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve.
What's up?
How many times have you worn jeans and a white collared shirt?
This is blue, and I think it's probably the second time.
In your entire life?
No, not my entire life. No, I started
That just seems
I
like the
started
go-to
dressing
outfit
more
for
like
Texas
this
A&M.
at UTD before I actually came here. I tried to dress more like
Country?
Texan
Hick?
in a sense is how I would say.
Darn tootin'.
Amen, brother.
Are you part of the cult?
Yeah, dude, I'm part of the cult. Did you not see that incredible view I sent y'all earlier?
Yeah, the view of the fucking, of those goddamn college campus. I have a view of the pool, and, like, every weekend they just throw ragers at the pool, and they'll just play, like, shitty trap remixes of good songs. Like, one time they were playing the Beat It trap remix, and I wanted to fucking kill myself. It was so bad. I was just like, come on, you can't do that to my boy MJ like that.
They actually have the bonfire tonight. I haven't been to one, but I probably won't go. It's a lot of...
You know who goes to all the bonfires?
Who?
Spencer LeGrand. Spencer
I
LeGrand
forgot
is such... Yeah.
Dude,
he's real country now.
Cade Staffa
He's a sellout.
lives here. Fucking... Not in my building. Cade Staffa goes here. I forgot. I should need to fucking reach out to him. Melissa Ross lives in my building. Caitlin Rogers lives in my building. But I still have
How tall is your
Ben
building?
Schrader lives in my building.
Ben Schrader.
I don't fuck with any of them. I just don't give a shit. But
Yeah.
like, if I saw them, I'd be nice. But like, I'm not gonna go out of my way. And
Yeah, that's...
my building is
alright.
13 floors.
Oh, nice.
How does Commander Ben have 20,000 followers?
Because he's a promoter.
Because like he posts, like no matter how many people hate him, like everyone even it doesn't like him here. Like no matter how many people hate him, he posts shit that people want to look at. Like the fact that people hate him makes him more popular, is what I've come to realize, which is insane to me.
I mean, yeah. It makes sense to me. He's been grinding
don't
for a
buy
while. He's been on that grind. I don't know. I mean, like, if I see Ben Schrader, like, I like Ben
since
Schrader.
the last time we talked about him in an elevator. There were like 12 people crammed in an elevator, and he was in there, and he was offering everyone a rip of his jewel. I was like, what?
Jules?
Yeah, he had a jewel. I didn't think he would jewel, but he was offering everyone a rip of his jewel. I was like, oh, Ben Schrader's addicted to jewels.
Yes, would you guys like to partake in the jeweling?
But he'd cockily, like, it'd be like really cocky. He'd like hand it off.
Does it have like a Louis Vuitton sticker?
No, it's just like one of the gold ones. It's like a silver one, I think. I think they sell silver ones now. And he just like would look, he'd like look at me, Alex. He'd go like, he'd be like to like a girl, just like offer his jewel in the middle of an elevator with like 12 people. And it's
Did he get on one knee?
But like,
like my lady.
his like attitude about it, I was like, damn, he really does think he's like better than everyone.
I don't know, man.
It's what it seems like.
Ben Schrader's an enigma to me. Like, on one end, I want to like him because like in the end, like he's not. It's just how people were brought up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he was definitely brought up different than us. Because he was homeschooled for a while. He was the what was that? What was it again? He had the Commander Ben's. He's like a black belt in like taijutsu or something.
Yeah, he's got
No,
severe
like,
dyslexia. And can't
severe
read.
dyslexia. Yeah, bad. Like
he I heard him say that when he like writes Instagram posts and shit, he uses like the talk to type thing function on iPhones.
oh
He
really?
doesn't actually type anything because he can't spell to save his life.
Damn, that's rough.
Yeah, that man grinds though.
Yeah, no, like I have respect for him. Like he's been grinding for a while. Like he did that whole Commander Ben and the like the endangered species thing. What the hell are you doing, Steve?
Invasive species.
Yeah, invasive species. And then he had the U2 thing on YouTube. You guys remember that? There was like a thing for a while.
Maybe I wasn't around.
I remember he tried to do YouTube.
Yeah, he did like this YouTube channel where he'd like tell people how to be better, and it was kind of preachy.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was like the U2HQ. He's since then
That's right.
He's since then deleted it, but
How to be a gentleman.
Yeah, how to be a gentleman. My friend said my friend Jack, he went to school with him. Oh my god, my friend has so many stories about Ben Schrader is terrified of my friend Jack because one time like Ben was just talking about religion and stuff, and he asked my friend Jack what religion he was, and my friend is really good at bullshitting, so he started to convince Ben that he was part of a Buddhist sect that believed in sacrificing ducks or something. So, and apparently later on, like one of Ben's friends was just like, "Dude, Ben Schrader's fucking terrified of you," and he was like, "Why?" Because Jack isn't. He's not the scariest person in the world. You know? Like, you look at Jack, you're not, like, terrified of him.
No.
But
if you look at Ben Schrader, you're not terrified either. The president of my fraternity, he came to our, like, midday post-game party, and he started taking Snapchat videos and posting it on Snapchat, or on Instagram and Snapchat, whatever. And then our president was like, someone needs to beat the shit out of that kid. I was like, holy fuck.
Out of Ben Schrader?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Everyone doesn't like him. Because what he does is he'll show up to fraternities parties and then post them on his Instagram or his Snapchat or whatever and act like he threw them.
Oh, okay. Because
So,
I know...
Like,
I used to follow him on Insta.
Or hop fun parties and show off. Like, he does actually throw parties of his own, but not all of them are his own parties, and he'll still post videos and shit of other people's parties and indirectly imply that they're his parties, in a sense, for more following, more gain. And that pisses people the fuck off, especially fraternities who raise money and work to throw these parties.
Yeah.
So.
Did you see his story yesterday about how he got a black card?
Yeah.
A black card?
How much do those cost? Are those the ones you have to, like, put
I think you have to spend a certain amount a year.
Yeah, you have to put a certain amount of money into your account. What's the black card for? Like, what is it, like a tungsten card or some shit like that?
So, the American Express black card, you have to spend $250,000 a year.
What?
But he might have just been flexing. It might have been like a Fidelity card.
It said, like, his company name on it, though.
What about
Schrader
the
promotion?
gold card?
Schrader LP or whatever the fuck it was. I don't know if he spends that kind of money.
What about the gold card?
I don't know. I've seen the black card. When I
I'm
worked
not
at
sure.
Jimmy John's, a fair amount of people would actually come in with the black card. But, like, I mean, that's like rich ass fuckers in Westlake, so.
Yeah, that's Westlake. I was about to say. I haven't actually seen a black card.
Yeah, so one of my old baseball coaches, he was drafted in the same year as Justin Verlander, Houston Astros pitcher. And Verlander had a black card.
Fuck.
And he had to spend so much money a year that he would just buy every single dinner.
Jesus.
Jeez.
So,
And he said that Justin would buy like 8 cars a year.
Dude, I feel like I would actively have to try to spend money to
Is there
like
a
spend that
benefit?
much
Yeah, that's
money.
what he said he had to
is
do.
there a benefit to it?
The black card? I think it's just a flex, really.
It's just a flex.
It's made out of tungsten.
And that's
Yeah,
it.
that's what I figured.
You
It's a
just get the
tungsten
card
card.
because you spend that much. There's no sort
I
of, like...
feel like there's like
there's gotta
something
be
else.
Something.
Oh, you're also
It's an invitation-only
Yeah.
card.
So
So you have to be a platinum holder, and then you have to meet certain criteria.
and it costs you $2,500 to keep it per year.
Yeah,
and
so
it
there's no way
yeah.
that's the black card it got.
It also costs you $5,000 to just get it.
fuck that.
Oh, what's okay? It's a charge card, not a credit card, which means you must pay your balance in full each month. So like, it's not a credit card. It's like you have to have the money to use it. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what kind of money Alec or Ben has, like, coming towards him. He has a penthouse suite on my apartment complex, and I know for a fact that my apartment isn't very cheap, and I have, like, the cheapest one possible. So, like...
What the fuck? Okay, I'm reading this on this website. If you ask around, you'll probably hear wild tales of the power of this card and its services. Snopes relates several, including one where an American Express employee traveled by motorcycle to receive a handful of sand from the shores of the Dead Sea. The reason? A Centurion cardholder's child who lived in London needed it for a school project. So someone had this card and he was just like, "Can you go get some sand from the Dead Sea? I need it." And someone did.
What the fuck?
Just cuz. You'll get Amex reward points. You'll have personal concierge and automatic hotel elite status. Oh shit, okay. So you're like automatically preferred. Automatic car rental elite status. Access to Centurion lounges. Priority pass select member. Free in-flight Wi-Fi. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense that there's like just a ton of benefits to having it, you would think.
I mean, like, it's not like that like worth it though, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess if you travel a lot, then they're like, it would be cool. Or if like you're like a really big company owner.
Mm-hmm.
What are the different tiers of American Express cards? The different tiers of credit cards. Because I feel like there's something better than like... Okay, there's a platinum card. Oh shit. Damn. I don't know. It's whack. If I could ever if I ever got rich enough to probably get a secure Centurion card, I don't think I would. Because I think it would just be like worthless. It's not really worth it or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look, you can't bullshit a bullshitter. And I'm calling bullshit on this whole Commander Bin Schrader promotion shit.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, his parents probably pay for. I want to know what his parents do. Like, Jesus fucking shit.
He's the only child.
Yeah. I mean, I am too.
How do you spell Schrader?
Probably just spoil his ass.
I don't know. There's no way. It's not like the Don, where we can look up Don Elledge real quick.
Oh God.
See what comes up.
Oh, Ben Schrader, 1911. That's his.
Your
Schrader
dad has
Nation.
a Ford's article.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. He does. I forgot about that. My dad was on Forbes.
Yeah.
Must be nice. Damn.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh boy. It doesn't say much.
Yeah, I gotta go get a charger of your pen.
All right, no problem.
Oh yeah, Don Ellis.
Segue. Let's stop giving Commander Bin free press.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have to like get rid of all of it. We're gonna edit that entire part of the podcast.
Wait, no, my dad has 4 Forbes articles. He just writes shit. Yeah, he's on the Forbes Technology Council. What the dude? I don't know this shit. What the fuck is going on?
This shit happened, dude. In my industry,
Dude.
there are a few topics on these days. I'm gonna have to link all these fucking things, all these articles.
Dude, my dad doesn't tell me anything. Oh, Ernst & Young names Agile CEO Don Elledge Entrepreneur of the Year.
Jesus fucking
I remember going to that event. I remember going to the Ernst & Young event. That was wild. I remember just like showing up and there was like P. Terry's I think won. Like I got to see P. Terry, like the people who started P. Terry. Or was it Pluckers? Dude, I don't know. It was fucking crazy. But I went to there and I saw all these fucking famous people and I was just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you were
what am I
telling me
doing
about
here?
the people who started P. Terry's and how you met them. Give me that full story in detail again, home place.
Which one?
The P. Terry's guys.
Oh, I don't know if I talked to them in person, but so my father, he got invited to this of Ernst & Young event. And Ernst & Young is like this big firm. It's all over the world. I remember being in Australia and I saw the company building there. And I was like, oh shit, okay. But they invited my father to this event. It's like the Entrepreneur of the Year awards. And if you get like, well, of course, if you win, it's like ridiculously good press. But I remember just going in and seeing a bunch of my dad's friends. My dad was talking, hanging out. And then we sat down at a table after a couple hours of just like waiting. and I think Pluckers, the guys who started Pluckers were there, and they went up. They got like accepted an award. My dad walked out from like this thing. He got given an award and shit. And then the Pete Terry's guys, I think they brought out. They didn't bring out anyone. They their grandfather, one of their grandfathers was there who fought in World War II. He was like a veteran and everything. And he stood up. They like said like this dude's was our fucking like history. Like if we could all get some respect. Everyone stood up and clapped for him, and the dude was just like waving, and then he sat down. They won. They got to go to like nationals for like the entrepreneur event, and which is crazy. I don't know. I don't remember too much of it. It wasn't the most exciting night for me, but people were rolling up in like Teslas and shit.
What does this company do?
Ernst & Young? I don't.
No, your dad's.
Oh, my dad? Cybersecurity.
Didn't he sell it, or does he still run it?
No, he was about to sell it, but then he's just like, fuck it, I can make more money if I just keep on going and then sell it later.
It's fucking insane, dude.
Yeah, it's
Dude, it's just his birthday party. It was mind blowing.
Oh god.
Insane.
Would you like
he yelled into
you talk about the birthday party for a bit, Steve. I yeah.
I don't know. They had a valet service for his mansion in the hills. Jake, you remember you were there at Cole's house down the hill.
Yeah, that place was bumping.
And I specifically remember him jumping into the pool, and when he got in the pool, he yelled "fuck with me." Like he was just plastered drunk, fully clothed, and jumped into the pool and yelled "fuck with me" to everyone in the crowd.
Wait, have you ever heard that saying? Don't have the most expensive house on the street.
Yeah.
Your dad fucking crossed that line by 100 miles.
Yeah. I know. I explicitly said, I was like, that's one of my big things. I was just like, oh, we don't need this, Dad. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh.
But like you said in episode 4, it's all about promoting.
It's all about promoting. Yeah, it's like I get why he built it, because it's his dream house. Yeah. He's gonna live there forever. When he said he thinks of it as an investment because Austin's still growing, and that property is gonna be worth fuckloads more, like later on.
No, I guess my mom's house, the house that I've grown up in, that both of y'all have been to, it literally like has tripled in value in the time she's owned it. Like
yep.
15 years she's owned it.
Because you're just straight up like you're like 5 minutes from downtown.
I can walk to Zachry Park from my.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Like if I could do that, that's nuts.
Yeah, so I told her either never sell it. Don't sell it for a long time, or let me move back in, because I'd renovate the fuck out of that house if I had the money and just be pimping.
I think that like just flipping the house, making everything really nice, that would be you would sell like $1 million house in like 20 years, I think, or even more.
There's this.
Yeah, if you have property in Austin, Texas, sit on it.
Yeah, just don't let it go. Austin's growing fast.
Buy more.
It's growing real fast, and it's
Where do you think Amazon's gonna land? They're still talking
Dallas. I hope it's Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas is throwing incentives at them right now.
Yeah, like on one end, like Austin would be cool, but on the other end, like that would kind of just destroy Austin. Like Austin would not be Austin if Amazon moved there.
It would honestly fuck anywhere it was. Wherever it was would grow so fucking fast. And so many neighborhoods would just be like bulldozed and rebuilt for all like the filthy rich Amazon people that are gonna come in.
Yeah, but also it's just like what I mean by destroy is that like Austin would just be like you guys know how I'm from San Jose? It would just be another San Jose. People would live there and then they'd go to work and then they'd come back. It would be boring because like half the population would just be working for Amazon, and it would just be like, well, this is kind of lame. I don't know.
Well, my thing that I always struggle with is, has Austin passed its peak? Because you see all the people moving in, but what they don't tell you is that there's so many local Austinites moving out.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Why? If I could live anywhere in the world right now, I'd probably live either in Austin or like downtown Chicago or Boston. I'm a city boy, but like I love Austin so much, I can't imagine leaving it. It's probably just getting really expensive to live there. Honestly, that's probably why.
Oh no, we won't be able to afford living in Austin.
I don't know,
At least where we grew up, shit.
Yeah, not Westlake, that's for sure.
Every time
Steve,
I hate like I get it. There's a bunch of negative connotation, but every time I meet someone new for the first time, like, oh, where do you go to high school? I don't say St. Michael's, I say Westlake because people know what it is.
Ouch.
And then it's always, oh, I see. Like everyone's just, it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in that situation. Am I supposed to like hide? Like I'm sure you struggle with this, Alex. And we all have to all three of us have to deal with this, and the fact that like we are more well off than most people, and people will realize that if they get to know us at all, and like what do you do?
I don't know. I mean, like I try to keep it on the down low until I like really get to know someone, and once I really get to know someone, then I know that I like. It's not like whether or not I can trust them. It's just like it's not something that I think is a part of me. Like it's just not worth sharing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's certainly not something you tell someone.
Yeah, it's not.
But
like,
if they're close enough to you, they'll
figure
start
it out.
To tell.
Yeah, they'll start to like
exactly.
figure it out, and it's like that's fine. But just like if I were just the type of guy that where as soon as I walked up to someone, I would be like, hey, I live in like a huge house. Would you guys be my friends? Like, no, that's just shitty. I don't know.
I think you gotta. I don't think you should hide, in a sense, but you shouldn't flex. Like it's just a balance. Like a lot of things in life are just a balance, and that you have to like.
If it comes up, then like whatever. But I don't actively like attempt to make it come up, you know.
Yeah.
And like a lot of like
I don't know about y'all, but like I'm not. You know, I don't have that much money. I'm in college.
Yeah, that's same here.
Everyone's kind of more or less on a level playing field.
That is true. But like certain people have
unless you have a credit card or something.
Some people have their parents' money, which is like whatever.
Yeah. I have insurance money from when my dad passed away. That's really it. And when I bring that up, people are like, "Oh, okay," because then that's more acceptable of a reason to have money. But that's bullshit in my opinion. Like I feel like you shouldn't judge someone based off that, but it's hard not to. So
yeah, like I don't know. I know. Yeah, I feel the same way, y'all. It's just you know,
like my mom hasn't had a job or any sort of income in like 5 years, but like she's still just sitting on everything that my dad did before he passed away. So like the house that she fully owns, she slowly sold his business of car washes away, and now she just kind of does her own thing. Doesn't have any income, which is like I question like what she does, but I don't see the bank account, so I can't say anything.
That's also fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's a wild time we live in.
Yeah. Fuck. Awkward segue.
Awkward segue.
So how about that new engineering building?
Oh God, fuck you, Steven.
It's so fucking dope. Holy shit. Like it was funny because my first class there, the teacher didn't know how to work like the TV system that like would display PowerPoints throughout the room. The same PowerPoint.
Oh, that's just a lot. Like that building is fucking. That's nuts.
They called them learning studios.
We're referring to the Zachry Engineering.
Zachry
complex.
Is spelled wrong. Get out of here.
At Texas A&M University.
Yeah. Tamu.
Zachry.
But yeah, they call the classrooms learning studios because like almost every single desk that would fit like 8 people has its own little TV where the professor can control all the TVs in the room. And
that's so
he has
fucking
a miking
dope.
System. It's like, I guess it's like an idea of what college can be in the future as things like that become more affordable. And
yeah.
Like the professor didn't know how to work the shit, but they have IT guys that literally just walk throughout the building and help professors figure out how to work things.
Yeah. That building is dope. I know my school, they just completed the Tucker kind of like engineering dorm, the Tucker engineering dorm. Mm-hmm. And it's so fucking cool. But like apparently the living situation was really weird because it was technically larger than our room, but a lot of it was just like a long hallway to the room. So like you'd open the door and it'd be like probably like a 15 or 10-15 foot just like straight until you get to like the actual room. And I was just like, that's shitty. Thank God I'm not an engineering major.
Ooh.
Little did I know.
At Georgetown, they have a weird mix of new shit and old shit.
Yeah, that's the same as
So,
here.
for example, last year in my freshman dorm, Bill Clinton lived there. But then right next door, they just put up a new business school. And so you have like piece of shit buildings and you have state-of-the-art new buildings.
That's always fun. Yeah,
That
like
sucks.
yeah, I think it's how it is everywhere because some universities are really old, and like a lot of the
UT
buildings
Dallas
still
was
work.
young as fuck. UT
Yeah.
Dallas was established in the 90s, so it wasn't like
That's
that
a sweet campus, though.
What's up?
I said UTD's campus is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's dope. And it's like 27,000 students, so it's pretty big, but a lot of the students commute. So
Are
they're at home,
commuted, yeah.
which really...
It probably dies at night.
No, the weekends were horrible. I hated my life in the weekend, but
Yeah.
it was one of the main...
Yeah, well,
Sorry, go.
they're building an underground parking garage right outside my window,
Fuck.
and they start jackhammering at 6 a.m.
Fuck. Dude, fucking...
Yeah,
The main road at A&M University Drive is always on fucking construction. Today it took me 30 minutes to drive the distance of the campus because they had only one lane open on the main road in College Station.
I feel that. Yeah. You know, my school is there's this thing called University Drive, and it's like the main road in the fucking like main road in the town, and it's just straight up backed up for like it's like sometimes during rush hour it's backed up. It took me like 20 minutes to get someplace like a mile down the road, and I was just like, dude, it's pretty shite.
That's fucked. I'm saying it's fucked because Jake just put in a little chat that he keeps hearing him. The fact that he hears himself is throwing him off, but he can't turn it off without stopping recording.
Yeah, the program that we're
I
using.
talk, and then 2 seconds later, I hear myself talking.
Jake, if you want to stop your recording and turn it off, you can because we don't have to. And I can make it work.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you can pause. You can click stop, and then if you just click play, like record again, it'll save over the same audio.
Yeah.
Little did
Okay,
y'all know.
so I'll click stop and then record again.
I wonder what Matt Wilkins' podcast is going to be like.
He said it's going to be a bunch of little different segments about, like, news.
Oh, speaking of segments, we need to do our segments for the week.
The one segment we did one time.
All right,
I mean,
I'm
hey, one time turns into
Let's
many
go.
times. All right, bet. All right, so let's go on to all on Reddit.
Jake,
Okay.
respond to this. I'm going to have to edit this, like, your second audio. Will it combine? I don't know.
No, yeah, if you stop and start the audio again, it should just continue.
Yeah, it just continued.
Okay.
Sorry,
One
y'all.
day.
This is a little bit of troubleshooting in the podcast.
I also have to use the restroom really fucking bad. This is a bunch of shit. Alex, you do the Reddit segment.
Oh
Jake,
shit,
you know
you're
what that
leaving it to
is?
me.
It's where you go to Reddit r/all, go to the top posts in the last week, and we just talk about the random shit. It's what we thought of when you told me that we should get segments.
Perfect.
Yeah. So the top thing right now is some dude made a video on Musical.ly, and then Musical.ly took down his video because like it was criticizing them. So that's pretty shitty. I don't know. There's not much to say about that. And then the second one is some kid getting fucking beamed in the head with a pillow from his dad, and it's just face plants, which I think is pretty fun.
Yeah, it is. So fun. Quick kind of confession. I've never really used Reddit.
You've never used Reddit?
I know, and I've
Good
told
for you,
Steve
man.
about this all the time, and I've been hoping he'd get me hooked on it, but hasn't really.
Don't get hooked on Reddit. Don't get hooked for your own good.
r/the Donald.
Oh god.
Oh jeez.
Oh, also, Steve, one thing
Yeah.
you'll need to know is his audio will merge, but he will also be behind us.
That's what I wanted him to respond to a question, and you kept telling me no, it'll be fine.
Okay, well, he'll say you'll have to find it. It should say like, "Hey, I'm back" or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but I have to I wanted to match it. I have to find a point where he responds to one of us. Does that make sense?
Jake, say hi.
Hi.
Okay,
there you go.
So there's a point where
Perfect.
he responds to
Boom.
us. So I'm gonna have to go and find that using the
Have
clips.
fun, Steven.
It's not gonna be fun.
So I know this keeps on coming up, but I thought I'd like to talk about it. A bunch of my I was hanging out with one of my friends yesterday, and we were talking, and kind of the conversation led to D&D. So I'm gonna be running a new campaign, which should be fun. I've thought about some ideas. It's pretty cool so far, and I'm hoping to flesh out this world, much unlike the one that I did with you, Steve. Because the world that I created with you, I kind of just bullshitted. Like, remember Harbor Town?
Yeah.
Where there was no harbor. I thought it was a funny joke. There was like, oh, the harbor's just down the street and there's no harbor, and then it kind of just led into like, oh, the harbor is actually the River Styx, and you're traveling to hell now. Have fun.
Yeah.
I
A lot of the
totally
shit we were doing was clearly bullshit, and we could tell, and we were trying to flush out the bullshit, and you would just like force us to follow your story.
Well, that was also, I think, like my shittiest session, because the sessions that I actually tried, you could tell, right?
Yeah.
Like the one where like
would
the
have, like,
elf
a puzzle
one
or some shit.
The puzzles are fucking cool. I'm a huge fan of puzzles in D&D. But a lot of it is hoping that your players just aren't stupid.
Jake, have you ever played D&D?
Nope.
Yeah, there you go.
You did. I remember hearing about this, Jake. You have played D&D once.
Oh, I think I might have played it at the Wilkins residence, but
Yeah,
I
you
had
played
no
with
idea what was going on.
Yeah, that's I feel like that would be a bad place to learn D&D.
Oh, definitely.
So what happened?
I don't even remember. I couldn't even really do anything. I didn't really have the best teachers.
Steve, did you have the best teacher?
I mean, I feel like
Thank you.
going into it, I was like, oh, this might be really weird, but like if you would just accept the weirdness, it's a lot of fun. Because
Yeah,
it's just
it's
weird
really-
role-playing a character. And
Yeah.
I feel like everyone ended up like playing themselves. No one was like acting. Everyone just kind of act like how they would in a video
Like
game.
Kevin was just him, except
Kevin
more
was
of an
a dick
asshole.
because Kevin's a dick. Like that's like just end of story.
Yeah. And that's kind of how it happens. Isaiah was Isaiah.
wouldn't
Isaiah
shut
was
up
like a
about working
musclehead.
out in a D&D campaign. It was like, come on.
So I started
That's so
working out
Isaiah
again.
though. You did?
Yeah, I started today. We'll see how long it goes.
Hey man,
Day one.
Day one.
Boy.
When picked up
I
some
made-
I want to
protein.
start working out.
I made myself a juicy. I cashed out and bought a couple ribeyes from Sam's Club the other day. I ended up making
Wow.
them both
Nice.
today. So my lunch was
Wow.
ribeye and my dinner was ribeye.
Do you guys
I
have
mean,
meal plans?
It turned out.
No, I don't.
I don't either.
No, I just.
I've
have a
I've
Sam's
been
Club
barely
membership.
surviving.
Yeah, I go Chick-fil-A like every day.
Fuck.
There's this Katsudon place, this like Japanese fried chicken place opened up next door to my house like a couple of weeks ago, and I've been going like ever since I learned about it. I've been going every day. But like besides that, I've been cooking. I tried to cook an omelet once and I failed, so I accidentally made scrambled eggs. So I've been
I
making a
just-
lot of scrambled eggs.
I avoid eating out at all costs because it's just more money and it's worse for you.
Yeah, I cooked
only
chicken
reason-
once.
The only,
I
like,
cooked
it's
lemon
just for
pepper chicken.
convenience. Oh, you did the
Yeah.
lemon pepper chicken?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to cook it more, but I need like a better place to grill it because the one that I made was just turned out white. Just white. It was so bad looking, but it tasted all right. I have some pasta. Once I get a rice cooker, then it's over. Like I'll just eat rice all the time.
What I
That's
do
just what I'm
is
gonna do.
I bought canned beans and then I bought some broccoli and some carrots. And what I'll do is, and this will last me like 3 days. I'll make a big pot of rice. I'll cut up a bunch of broccoli and carrots and also put beans all in a pan, heat them up, throw them in the rice, and then that is, I eat as much as I can of that for a meal, and then the rest of it just is in like a plastic Tupperware for the rest of the week. And so like if I
Wow.
want like a quick meal, just put it in a bowl, microwave it, done, and it tastes good enough and it's healthy-ish.
Look at Mr. Healthy over here, Jake.
Yeah, I've been
Must be
meaning.
really cool.
I've been meaning to go to Safeway for the past like 3 days. I still haven't gone.
Oh, I fucking hate Safeway.
I've been living off of Chipotle and Chick-fil-A. It's been bad.
God.
It's really bad.
Dude, every time I kill a Chipotle bowl, I feel like dying.
Yeah.
Like, if because when I go to Chipotle, like, you just eat, no, like, I eat the entire bowl, and then I'm just like, I want to just die for the next 3 hours.
Yeah,
I've eaten
so
two in a
burritos.
sitting before.
What the fuck, Steve?
Yeah.
How?
It's being
Isn't
6,
the
7.
the human stomach literally can't hold that much?
I've definitely eaten 2 Chipotle bowls in a sitting a fair amount of times. Like,
I mean,
over
power
the
to you,
summer,
I guess.
over the summer, my mom, every time I would work out and my mom was free, she'd just come along for the ride to, like, motivate herself to work out. She'd do whatever, like, walk the stair step or walk on the treadmill for, like, the hour and a half I'd be there. And sometimes she'd be like, hey, let's get Chipotle on me, and I'd always get 2 and eat them in one sitting after the gym.
I don't understand
I
you.
eat a lot of food.
Yeah, back when I used to play baseball, I would get a double wrap burrito, double chicken, double rice, double cheese. Basically,
Actually, no.
double
like, that
everything.
makes sense.
Yeah,
When I used to do swim, oh my god, I used to eat so much too. It's just when you're doing that much work, like when you're working out that hard, you just want to shove everything in your mouth.
yeah.
I would have
my
4
sister
meals.
did swim, and she ate like 10,000 calories a day.
It's ridiculous. Like even
10,000?
swimming, when you're swimming for an hour, you just want to eat everything. It's so bad. Like I would
Just
eat
a
dinner.
lot of, like, caloric burn, and your body needs food unless you're about to like lose weight so fucking fast.
I would eat when I got home, and then I'd go upstairs and I'd like work on homework, play video games, and then like 3 or 4 hours later I'd get hungry again, and then I just eat like a 4th meal or a 3rd meal because I didn't eat breakfast. But that's just like what swim did to me. Swim fucks you, dude. But I guess it's like fucks in a good way, like like a light tease.
I don't know if either of y'all have seen Zachary Ledesma in the last like a year.
Isn't Zach just huge?
Dude, he's not huge, but like he's put on a fair amount of muscle. I genuinely think he's gained, like he was already tiny, but I think he's gained like 15 pounds of muscle.
I think I've seen him recently, and he just like looked big, and I was like, damn, power to him,
He's still like short and like not like crazy, but like it's just like so the difference is so noticeable. It's insane. What he pretty much said is he just forced himself to eat and lift every day. Forced himself to eat as much as he could till he was like on the verge of puking, and then worked out really hard every day. And that's like all you have to do to gain muscle.
I should probably start working out because I have like a huge block of time in the morning where I don't know what to do. Because like my classes start at like 11:30 or 12:55.
I try to work out first thing in the morning every day if I can.
Because like I wake up and I'm just like I just want to sleep. Because what I do is I sleep too much now. Because like since I don't have anyone to live with, I go to sleep at midnight because it's just like I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to sleep. I wake up at like 7 or 8, and then I just like lay in bed for another hour, and then I get up at like 9, and I just don't know what to do for 4 hours.
I try to get at least 7 hours, but I try to avoid having more than 8 because then I feel like I'm just wasting time.
Yeah, that's the same with me because like after 8 hours, after 7 hours, I start getting tired because I sleep so much.
Steve, what's your split?
Which is the way it be.
I just changed it. It is now chest, back, shoulders, legs.
And do you do biceps on back day or chest day?
Bicep on backs, tricep on shoulders, and chest and biceps on legs as well.
Yeah,
so there's little arms at the end of every workout.
Yeah, I used to do like I would do chest and then I do biceps so I could get like double kind of triceps and biceps in the same day. And then when I did back, I do triceps. I do a bunch of pull downs and stuff because I feel like I'd get a full body or full arm workout every time.
I remember when we lifted the first semester senior year, you and me, Jake, that was probably like the biggest bulk I ever had because we'd always like go to Pete Terry's or Chick-fil-A afterwards and just eat a shit ton of food and sit in the car and vape.
God,
Yes.
Jennifer's background is me when I was like probably 208 pounds, and I look so much different. Like it is unbelievable.
Background on what?
On her phone here, I'll send it. But yeah, I've probably lost 25 pounds just by having the surgery and then not working out for a while.
I lost like
I lost
15
weight.
over the summer.
I lost a bunch of weight just by going to school and not having anything to eat.
Yeah, I've just been playing
Man,
golf
you
and
should-
calling that working out.
My man, you should,
golf.
whatchamacallit, Alex? Go to the grocery store, teach yourself how to cook things.
Oh my god, Jake, you look fucking huge in that picture.
Yeah, I was way over 200 in that picture. Those
I
were
was
the
at like
times.
240 at the end of this past semester, this past spring semester. Around there, like 235, 240. Now I'm down to like 220.
Yeah, I'm back.
I gained weight over freshman year, and then like over the summer, I don't know if I lost it or not. I think I gained some in the beginning because at my work they would always go out to eat, and I would go with them just cause. And then after I stopped working, I just didn't know what to do because like the set schedule was like, oh, you work, eat, then you work again, and after the set schedule just disappeared, I was just like, I don't know. So yeah, I've been losing weight. I think, I hope.
Yeah, I got down to like 185, and then I put on 8 pounds of mostly beer muscle.
Beer muscle.
Yeah,
Beer muscle.
beer belly.
Amen.
That's the most depressing shit. Where you see someone you haven't seen in like 4 months, and they give you the old belly tap.
And then like, oh, bro, what have you
Oh.
been doing? That's what every time I'm around Elijah, I'm like, ah, shit, I should have went to the gym. I should have went harder in the gym. Oh, I shouldn't
Dude.
have had that meal.
Elijah is so fucking like he's just
fucking D1
he's
athlete.
toned. He's just toned. Like he like it's just so.
Yeah, bro,
Every time like I'm
Elijah's
with
getting that
Eliza,
He's been in
like,
his bag, bro.
He's also getting like really fucking good grades. He has like a 3.8, and he's also a
jeez.
full-time track student,
Good for
indoor and
him.
outdoor, at Baylor, which is a pretty damn good business school, which he gets to go to for free. So
I mean,
like,
he's always been wired differently, though.
yeah,
You could always, or at least I could always tell that he was always gonna, be on the right track, get his money.
Yeah, I
I
feel
mean,
that.
That dude grinds.
it might be something to do with his dad being military related. I don't know.
Hmm.
Like, there's probably
Yeah, I
like
feel that.
not one single factor of why he's like so good at work. Like, he works hard as fuck in everything he does.
I mean, yeah, he's got
it's
a
probably-
great head on his shoulders, and it's probably a lot thanks to his dad and his mom.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when me, Isaiah, and Elijah would work out before school. Senior year, we'd see his dad every day because his dad would come work out too, and his dad would just fuck with us and like make gay
What?
jokes the entire time, and then like push us around in Gold Gym. It was the
Wait, who
funniest
did?
shit. Elijah's dad.
Yeah, he's big as shit.
Isn't Elijah's dad just like huge?
Yeah.
He's
a
a
monster.
massive white dude he looks like a neo-Nazi because he has no hair on his body. He's big and white, and he's tatted up like shit. And he also got like a big ass beer belly too now because he's old. But
Happens.
he's a scary motherfucker.
I mean, both of his
Yeah.
sons are athletic superstars, so he's done his job.
From what I hear, Elijah's little brother Micah is even like
Dude, his brother's a
got an even
freak.
brighter future.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, no, his brother's a beast.
God.
I remember Elijah would always talk about like, I wish I went to Westlake because then I'd be at some crazy school going for free playing football. It's like, well,
Elijah?
yeah.
Yeah.
How many games
Makes it
did
a
he end
more-
up playing? Because he got hurt a lot, if I can remember correctly. Or at least senior year, I think, right?
Senior year, he lost a lot. Yeah, he was hurt for most of it.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah.
He could have
remember,
definitely walked on at Baylor at least. But I mean, he's got a full ride for track, so there's no really point.
That's fair
There's no
enough.
point.
Yeah.
They're just not like. I mean, you can do shit for track, but it's not. There's no way you can't make as much money there. Like, no one gives a shit as much as. But still, it's impressive, and it'll look fucking incredible on a resume, and it might lead to like endorsements. So, it's dope.
Wow.
Yeah, one thing about resume that I've noticed is like as soon as you have one thing on there, it kind of just spirals.
What do you mean?
Because like if you have one thing on your resume, like for example, I had my job over the summer at an engineering internship. Just having that one thing will lead to bigger things, and then those bigger things will lead to even more bigger things, and yada yada yada. Just like it's kind of just like helps you get along, you know? Because like as soon as you have one thing, it kind of like it says that you are like an able-bodied workforce. Like you can be used by the workforce, you know? Like to get one of the things that helped me land my job at the engineering firm was I did this project for this one class I did where I had to engineer a lander, and I had to drop it off of a building. So it was like basically like this glorified egg drop test. But like having that on there and being able to explain it, my teacher for that class, he asked us, like the group that I was in, he was like, "You mind if I bring this to NASA headquarters and show them?" And we were just like, "No, like yeah, you can bring it. Like that's fine." And having that on my resume, having that on my resume, they're like the people at the engineering firm. They were just like, "Oh shit, what do you do? Like, explain it to us." And I was able to explain it, and they're like, "Okay, cool. Like, that's fucking badass."
Yeah, hook me up
yeah,
next
it's a little
summer.
things.
Hook it up.
I think I'm actually going to intern with them again next summer.
Yeah, hook it up, bro.
Because my dad was talking to him, and he was like, "Yeah, the CEO said if you ever wanted a job again, just message him." And I was just like,
Just hit him on PM on Discord.
hit him up on Discord. It's like, "Yo, Xander is hashtag 0325. Hit me up."
Yeah, no, the crazy thing about DC is, so I'm applying for summer internships for next summer right now, and I was talking to this political consulting firm, and the guy was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have all 15 spots filled by October 1st." And it's like, damn, like if I hadn't been thinking about this at the end of my last summer job and been reaching out, then I would have been completely fucked.
Yeah.
It's just like insane, like how crazy the competition is, because like everyone in your school, in your town, in your state, or even in your major across the world is just competing to get to be the best, and like grades don't cut it. You also have to like put yourself out there and do other shit and all sorts of things.
I've heard that like as soon as you get your first job, like after college, your grades stop mattering.
Yeah.
Because it's like that just means you got a job. You're like acceptable. But it's the same thing with high school. Like once you get into college, your high school grades pretty much stop mattering too.
Yeah, they don't mean shit.
That kind of sucks if you think about it, because like to get into high school, you have to have good middle school grades. As soon as you got into high school, middle school grades didn't count for shit. As soon as you went to like college, your high school grades stop mattering. As soon as you get out of college, your college grades stop mattering. It's like, what the fuck?
I feel like I wish I was more mature in high school, because I definitely had the mental capacity to get better grades, just not like the maturity or the work ethic
Steve.
At all.
You remember me in fucking in math class?
Yeah, you were like, Overwatch is coming out, so much for my final grades. Bye.
That was junior year was a rough time. No, was it sophomore or junior year?
That was junior year.
Yeah, sophomore year, like junior year and senior year, I kind of picked it up because I kind of realized. But my freshman and sophomore year grades were just absolute ass, because there'd be periods of like 2 or 3 weeks where I just forget and I just wouldn't do anything because I just didn't know what the hell was going on. And it was like a rough spot, but I managed to get into a college, which is nice.
What is it?
It's cool.
What is ASU again? What's the like mascot?
Oh, Sun Devils.
Go Sun Devils.
Forks up.
Forks up.
Except I may be not going to ASU within a year or two.
Damn, I didn't think you were gonna talk about it on live air.
You trying to dip out?
It's like I love it. I like all my friends here at ASU, and like I would like to stay, but like at this point, like I think transferring to somewhere closer to home that's much cheaper is just like an all around. Like if I were just to not take my friends into account, which like I have to for something like this, it would just be a better deal, because like I would be an hour and a half from home. I would like A&M has a really good engineering program, right?
Here. Starting the wave.
Nice.
Just join the cult.
I wouldn't have gone to a school out of Texas if I didn't get into Georgetown. Just
because shit's so fucking expensive. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Like with Nathan.
And like,
Nathan has to decide between A&M, UT, and he hasn't gotten into A&M or UT when it comes to business. He hasn't. He reapplied. He didn't get in this past spring, but he reapplied. And he also has the option of SMU, Baylor, or Colorado State. All of those are crazy.
Colorado State would be so fucking expensive.
Yes, it's
Colorado State is like
60,000 a semester.
60,000?
60,000 because you're out of state and you're at like a college where the property value in college is in Colorado is like fucking ridiculous.
Fuck that fucking noise, dude. Jesus Christ.
Dude,
I pay
all
like
of
half that.
them are like ridiculous. Dude, even 30,000 is a lot, man.
Yeah, 30,000 is ridiculous. Like it's not even 30,000 because I have like a scholarship. It's like 22, but still, it's fucking like even 22,000. Like I can I can deal with it, but it's just like that's an extra 13,000 I don't have to spend for like a just as good.
Yeah,
13,000 is a fucking lot. Like I could just like what can you do with $13,000?
I could build. If you invest all of that money and get a 10% turnaround every year, you could turn it into $1 million in your lifetime.
See, Steve, I was about to say like you could build 5 computers with that. No, so me and you think very differently.
Speaking about that,
to a fuck ton of money.
Speaking about that 10% number, in Hard Knocks, when Carl Nassib or whatever said that you get 10% returns, I think y'all talked about this earlier. That's complete bullshit.
You don't think so?
No, you're not getting 10% interest rates on anything. There's no way.
It's
you're getting like 4, maybe 3.
It's like 0.1. It's like 1% a month, is what it is. I think is what it is. Something like
that's 12%. That's even more.
No, it's not.
Wait, no, it's not.
That's
not
less. That's my math just got stupid.
You have to
like
multiply 1.01 by itself 12 times over, and then that's how much you increase in a year. Something like that.
Fuck.
Yeah, no. What he said was just complete and utter stupidity. Like it was just not true. So, for example, I just looked up savings accounts interest rates. 2.1.
2.1%
every month or every year?
Per year?
Yeah, per year.
Okay, then that's way off. Holy shit!
And I'm pretty sure they were giving him shit on the next episode.
They were in the most recent one. They make fun of him for it. Yeah.
Yeah, because if that was true, I mean, fuck, everybody would be doing that.
Yeah. What I originally planned on doing with my pay from my summer job was keeping half of it and putting the other half in like an investment thing. But like I don't know. That didn't end up happening. I want to though. My sister, for one of my sister's birthdays, my dad set up a savings account, and she just straight up got like $500 dropped into her bank account from it, and I was just like, dude, what about me, Dad? Like, where'd my investment fucking account go?
And your investment account is your tuition, bitch. You get a fuck ton more money than $500.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Like, what's really impressive is my girlfriend Meredith. Her tuition is like under $1,000 a semester.
No way.
And she doesn't have to pay for room or board because she's a peer advisor, which is like an RA. And she also gets a meal plan of 14 meals per week at the dining hall where you can have as much food as you want on 14 visits in a week. So she literally doesn't pay for anything except when she wants to eat out or buy something nice for herself.
That's always fun.
I wish I was at that spot in my life right now. That's fucking
I mean, you're still not paying too much because what's your tuition per year, Steven? Because it's like $7,000, right? 8K.
It's with everything total, it's like $10,000
a year.
A year? Yeah, that's fucking fine. That's like amazing, actually.
That's incredible.
It's because it's in-state, and it's a massive public school that'll accept anyone and has 60,000 students. And if they can get 60,000 people. Not even if they were all in-state, they can get 60,000 people to pay $10,000. That's like a fuck ton of money. I did the math.
Let's do the math.
Carry the one. That's $600
million. $600 million. Yeah.
Yeah. A year.
But they probably give out like
They definitely give out scholarship, but they probably balance it out with the amount of people that come from out of state. Because
they probably that's what ASU does. Do you know something really interesting?
What?
A lot of Chinese people come to American schools because the college education in China apparently, or some like Asian. I don't know if this is right, but some Asian countries isn't that good. So a bunch of really rich Chinese parents will always send their kids to like America to go to school because that's just how it is. And sometimes I see like flocks of Asian people like roaming around campus, all smoking cigarettes.
Flocks.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just how it is, you know. Like
it's
you hang with who you know.
Of Asian people,
especially since all of them a murder of Asians. That's fucked up.
There's this scary article on foreignpolicy.com, and it's titled "The Chinese Communist Party is Setting Up Cells at Universities Across America." And so apparently they're meeting with students and basically, you know, pushing their ideology on them to strengthen their party, you know, support, and to make sure they don't, you know, flip to, you know, having a liking towards democracy, which I thought was pretty
That's
terrifying.
Scary.
Yeah.
We talked about that in the last episode a little bit, and how like scary to think that like that China lives in a censored dictatorship in a sense, and that like they don't have a lot of websites that we do have, and like the media is restricted.
Well, I got caught using a VPN in China last summer.
No way, really?
Yeah, so I was in Beijing, and I had read before that if like you get caught with a VPN, just delete the app. And so I was sitting there reading a book, and I had just been using Snapchat and Twitter, and I just look at my phone, and it's just like the circle, it looks like it's just turning off, and it's like doing that for about 5 minutes. And then it's just blank for like a good 5 minutes, and I can't turn it on. And then the Apple logo pops up again. And then finally, when it turns back on, where it has like the AT&T with the bars and how much service you have, it was just blank. There was nothing there. And so I like freaked out, and I deleted all the apps and like all my VPN and everything. And like 5 minutes later, it restarted, and then my service was back. And that phone, and I swear that phone was bugged like the rest of the time I had it. Like it was so much slower. It always shut down. Like I would randomly go on like a website, and everything would just be in Chinese. Like it was the weirdest, most eerie thing. Like, so.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, that shit's kind of scary.
Yeah,
like,
that's terrifying.
I was thinking about like the ethics of like free speech in a sense, because y'all heard about how like Alex Jones was removed from like Google, I guess YouTube, Facebook, and all sorts of other platforms in a single night without any sort of court date, because all of these companies are private.
Yeah.
And like the question that like, is that a violation of free speech? Because all of the major media platforms in the country are all private businesses, and they all decided to remove him at once. Admittedly, like the shit he says is fucked up, but like it's kind of scary to see that like the major media corporations are private businesses.
Yeah.
One thing that I read is that the government technically now has the right to like decide what science, like if scientists produce a paper, the government can like, whether or not like they release it or not, they can just like censor it.
The fuck?
Which is, I think I read something about that. So like,
what were you gonna say about the censorship, Jake?
Well, I was just gonna say I liked what the CEO of Twitter's come out and kind of talked about Jack, how he basically, Twitter hasn't removed Alex Jones basically because he realizes how slippery of a slope that is, and if you kind of set the precedent, though Alex Jones is a psychopath, fucking psychotic lunatic, where do you go from there? You're gonna start knocking off people with, maybe fringe beliefs that you might not agree with, which gets really, really dangerous, especially on platforms that push to be, kind of free, websites that you can kind of push any sort of, agenda you want. Yeah, material. So yeah, I like what Twitter's doing, kind of how they're handling it.
Jeopardizes like I said, it in a sense jeopardizes free speech. What was I gonna say something fucking else. Fuck. I lost it. I lost my train of thought there.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's just no matter how fucked up Alex Jones is you just gotta question, like, should it be allowed to just, like, completely remove him from everything in a single night?
I mean,
look,
it really shouldn't, but at this point, like, you can't do anything.
Nope. And look, let the man get sued for all his money and everything he's worth for what he's done, the damage he's caused to, to the families of, the Sandy Hook victims. But, censoring him is, it can become dangerous. It can.
It's very Fahrenheit 451. Very Orwellian.
I heard that the problem is a lot of the stuff is considered hate speech, but hate speech is such a blanket term that can be thrown on anything that's negative towards any group.
Yeah.
Look,
so it's like a weird balance that can be abused.
In hate speech, technically is free speech as long as it doesn't incite violence. No matter, but the thing is about hate speech is hopefully people won't look at it and so it won't gain any traction. But unless it incites violence, then technically it's free speech.
Yeah, I had that conversation with. So what I told Alex before we started the podcast is, in the second episode, I said some kind of mean things about this girl, and my girlfriend really didn't like it, and I edited the podcast and removed that part out a couple days ago because I got in a huge argument with my girlfriend. But the next day we got into the conversation of, should you be allowed to be racist? Or should you be allowed to be sexist? Should you be allowed to hate gay people? Like, it's such like a sensitive topic in a sense because, like, a good person wouldn't do any of those things, but as a free country, we should allow those things. So, like, how do you balance that?
I personally think you should be allowed to think and say what you want, but, like, whether or not it's good is totally, like, whatever. But it's, oh god, this is such a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very hard thing to put into words because I believe you should be able to say what you want, but I also believe, like, sometimes you just shouldn't. Like, like, if somebody just walks up to me and calls me a fucking slant, like, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Yeah. It's
like
it's
shit
a
like
hard
that.
balance of, like, not being racist, bigoted people, but also not censoring people to where you're controlling ideas and thoughts.
Well, the thing how I kind of think about it is, you see a lot of these stories about, it's usually white people, kind of saying some, very racist things. But it'll go viral on Twitter and it'll be like, all right, fire him from his job, find his family. And so
the Twitter mob got him.
Yeah. And so the Twitter mob. And so, these people end up, getting fired from their job. And, I think that can just be even more damaging than, just censoring, what he's saying altogether. I mean, we can still hold each other accountable, on, if someone's saying racist things on their social media, you take that to their employer, they're done. It might not be against the law.
They should be held accountable.
But companies can still, police that. So.
Yeah. And I think that's a good thing because, like,
I think it's a great thing. I think it's a great thing.
Yeah. A lot of companies should be like I know if somebody just does something, like if somebody says something racist, they should be held accountable for it. And, like, they can say what they want, but they need to know that actions have consequences. Like if, yeah.
Did you see?
Did you see the guy that worked for Google that got fired for writing a memo about, like, women are less inclined to work at, like, its software companies than men?
No, I didn't see that.
That was a fuck. What was his name?
Women are less inclined to work at software companies.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like women are less.
He wrote a memo, literally, like, James Damore. He wrote a gender memo on why women have different interests when it comes to, like, in engineering and computer science and stuff like that. In the like, he talked about, like, the biological reasons and the leading up to what leads to, like, why certain women want to do things like that, and he got fired for it. But it was really controversial because, like, he just stated the facts, but Google, like, didn't want to have, like, a bad publicity stunt. Like we were just saying, they didn't want to see, they didn't want their employee to seem sexist or misogynistic. So they fired him right off the bat. And then he started like traveling the country talking about how it was bullshit that he was fired, which is really weird.
Well, look, I mean, Google has the right to do that, and he has he has the right to go around the country and, you know, promote himself and say, "Oh, it was bullshit."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you don't, you know, if you don't want that to happen, just don't write a, you know, possibly most likely sexist memo and, you know, send it out if you're, you know, a top, you know, official at Apple or Google.
That's another thing is you have to really, like, nowadays you really have to be careful what you say, like, because it could affect you in so many ways because everything on the internet stays.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing about like posting stuff like this. It's kind of fucked up, and that like we are posting conversations of ourselves on the internet, and if people take them wrong, we could be fucked.
Yeah,
it's the scary thing.
Like I don't really I'm fine with talking politics on the podcast, but like what people like I hope people understand is I'm not very well versed in politics. And I don't act like
every podcast from now on.
Yeah, I don't act like I
cover your bases.
Yeah,
guys, I don't know what I'm talking about. So take me seriously.
Yeah, like I sort of know what I'm talking about. I have my own views, which is like I'm sure everyone does. But like for the most part, if anybody wants to like talk to me to correct me, like come on, like go ahead. Like I would love to have a conversation. If you say like if you want to talk to me like why my ideas are wrong, like please. Because I'm sure that I'm not right. I'm 100% like, I am very subjective. I don't know. I'm covering my tracks here. Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like,
it's like the caveat at the end. You're like, hey, don't take anything I said seriously. If I was wrong, please politely tell me that I was wrong. Don't ruin my life.
Yeah. Please don't ruin my life. That would suck. I still have a life to live.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that is kind of scary that like anything you put on social media could fuck your life.
Yeah, which is why I'm pretty careful of what I put out, because like you know how like my Finsta and my what's it called account.
Yeah, fuck having a Finsta.
Yeah, that's so.
I only really post
unless
like
you're a meme guy.
That's all I do.
Yeah.
That's all I do. I post memes, and every once in a while I'll be like, man. Like,
life sucks.
I don't feel so good. Yeah, like, shit sucks right now.
Yeah.
Like, keep y'all updated. Just shit like that. But, like, it's really, like, my sense of humor.
People are posting, like, shit of, like, whether it's, like, sex shit or alcohol, underage alcohol, or any sort of, like, racism. Just because your Instagram or your Twitter, whatever the fuck is private, doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah. Like, did you know that technically your, do you know your email account?
Mm-hmm.
That's technically, when you access your email account, you're technically accessing the dark web.
The fuck?
Yes.
Interesting.
So the dark web means anything unlisted.
Oh.
And technically, you accessing your email account is unlisted to the internet. That's just a little fun fact that I learned. It's like, technically, you're accessing the dark web, which is kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah.
I go on the dark web daily.
Wow.
You know me.
We are at an hour and 30 minutes.
We are?
Cut this shit off.
Oh shit, we are.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it was fun. We got pretty.
We really got the momentum going there at the end with some deeper.
We got
shit.
the what?
The momentum rolling with some like deeper, more thought-provoking and like content towards the end.
It's kind of how it
always happens. Is that as you move on, it gets better. I feel.
Yeah, like the beginning we're just like whatever, and then like later on we're just like oh shit,
get into the mindset.
Well, it helps.
Next time we're
talking
talking about the Fermi paradox. Sorry.
I was gonna say it helps too when your audio doesn't play back 3 seconds later, and it sounds like I'm, you know, thinking in my own head.
Actually talking.
Yeah. Anyways, boys, it was a pleasure.
Yeah. Wait, Jake. Yeah. What do you think our last, our final, what's it called, should be our final word? I don't know why we keep on doing this. People pretty much stop sending it.
Oh yeah, I haven't gotten the text about this shit in like couple episodes. No one can, except Elijah. Elijah's the only person who like regularly like will send me the final word.
Like I'll get some text every once in a while, and I'm like, hey, cool. But like often, it's just like whatever.
A little final words of wisdom.
No, it's like the
It's
word
like
that we
the,
say at the end that you text us if you actually
so
made it this far.
we know Jake's a snake.
No, I think I've texted a few times the final word.
I mean, I understand people not just giving a shit anymore.
Yeah,
so.
I don't care.
All right. If you've gotten this far, the final word is Jack Links.
Jack Links. All right.
Are you just looking at beef jerky right
I'm
now?
looking at beef jerky, teriyaki beef jerky. So Jack Links.
That's literally what I do, though. Like, I pick up something near me and I read the title, and that's what it is.
I mean, how we drink Red Bull every single time just because the first one was Red Bull.
Yep. Oh, fuck. All right. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. Next episode will be coming out in about a week.
If you want to be a guest, let us know. Even though I'll probably be reaching out to you because I have a list in my head of people I would like to be on the podcast. But if you want to get the end of that list, because it's not that long, hit me up.
I'd say on the top of the list is Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon. Yeah. I was texting Elon earlier. Hopefully we'll get him in. Maybe not next week, but the week after. He's pretty busy. He's a pretty busy guy.
Old elongated muskrat.
Elon Musk or Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
Jeff Bezos. I've been emailing Jeff's secretary.
Jeff Bezos. Doesn't he get like 15? Doesn't his like net worth grow like ridiculous amount every day?
Yeah.
Like it just grows like something ridiculous.
Anyway.
Oh well. Anyways.
Bye-bye.
Peace, y'all. It was fun. Bye.
Peace, guys. Should I click stop?